Hi, good morning. So this is the standing part. I think the part from the ground had not all the exercises that I showed you before, but has a basis with some explanation about the work that I do with the kettlebell and that you did with me a little bit here. Now I'm going to show you the standing exercises. I'm not going to show the whole sequence, but just 2 or 3 basic exercises standing that I do with the kettlebell, and how I see it through the distribution of tensions, the foldings, the spiraling movements, where they happen, and how you can use it. You can use them. Okay. So first we start with the basic one, with the swing. No, first we start with the clean. So clean means to pull the kettlebell from the ground up, and the kettlebell will stay between your forearm and your arm, and the forearm and the arm should be against the body when the kettlebell is held up. Because if the arm is out, not glued to the body, there's more tension that you have to hold. So, and there is more disturbance in the balance of the body. You will need to reconfigure a lot more. So if the kettlebell is much closer to the body, the weight closer to the body, it is easier. Okay, so this is the basic. You don't hold in the middle of the handle. You hold in one of the corners with the index finger and the thumb against that upper corner, and not in the center, because we want the kettlebell to be decentered, even more decentered. So you hinge, and you usually hinge from from all the hinging points that you have in your lower limbs. So not only from the hip, but also from the knees and also from the ankles. So you have these triple flexion places and extension places that you can use instead of concentrating and localizing all the tension in just one joint, as it is usually done in the hard style, let's say, in the fitness style. We want to distribute as much as possible through the available possibilities in ourselves. So you don't stay close to the kettlebell, you stay a little bit away, so that when you hinge forward and you lift the kettlebell, it will instantly go. If you pull your weight back, the kettlebell will instantly be driven between your legs back, without you having to do any pulling action. You just redistribute the weight you create a new system with the kettlebell, you redistribute the weight so that the bell will go straight between your legs. So again, we hinge the 3 possible hinges, and you can even lift the toes to create these balance backward, and when it lifts, it's there, and you clean it. Okay? So this would be the clean position, where the forearm and the arm are closer to the body, and if you stand straight and aligned, you're creating more localized tension in some place. So the theory the practice says that the elbow should get closer to the ASIS on the same side. So I sink on that side to rest and to redistribute the weight. So the weight that was outside, now it's closer to me. And the hand is not away from the body, it's closer to the chest. In your case, because of the breast, you're not in front of the chest. If it's uncomfortable, you're on the side, but you're close to the breast, not away, okay? If you can, the kettlebell will be in the center, the hand is in the center okay? And you reconfigure by pulling allowing the elbow to sink to the SIS on the same side. There is a normal flexion to the side and to the front, and my hips are naturally extended. I'm not pulling my hips back. I allow it to sink this way. The knees can have this ability to bend, but they don't need to be bent. They can be extended, okay? If you feel your lower back in this position, there should be any strain, any contraction in these lower tissues in this position, okay? And from here you just go back, down, boom, boom, and pull. Let go and pull. So you always use the triple flexion. Knees, so you start from the knees, you don't start from the hips, you start from the knees. And knees, which creates this descent, this lowering of the kettlebell, and this redistribution. Whoop, whoop, boom. Yeah? Whoop, whoop, boom. To pull the kettlebell up, you don't pull the kettlebell to the clean position from a very high lift. You pull it straight from the ascending movement. So while the kettlebell is still coming up, more or less with this angle, not here, I will start transferring the front dislocation of the weight towards the lift of it. So there's a pull from there up instead of a pull from the front up. If I do these, which is possible, I will bang myself with a kettlebell. So if I do the lift from there, the pull from here in the front, it bangs me. Okay, I need to pull it from the ground, almost from that angle, lower angle, yeah, to this clean position. And I allow my hand to roll on the handle. It rolls. It's not stuck in the same position, okay? So this would be the clean that you need to know how to do in one hand and the other before you start playing with it, because you need to rest in this position, okay? So it will be different for everyone. The thing is that we don't want to be straight and aligned when we have a weight here. We can better redistribute ourselves to ease the tension in ourselves, okay? So this would be the clean. We do one hand and the other. In order to change the hands in the air without having to stop the motion, we have the swing, and the swing is the basic movement for every other movement and combination. And in the swing, I don't clean the kettlebell. You pull it back, it goes forward, pull it back, it goes forward. And there's always this triple flexion extension. And because of that, there are two, in one cycle, back, forth, there are two flexion extension cycles within it. So I do a flexion, extension, flexion, extension, instead of just a flex, extend. So I focus my flexion extension more on the knees and ankles than on the hips only. And it will become like this. So I go down, I use the triple flexion, I keep my back straight but doesn't need to be completely locked. It is mobile. I grab one corner always, not in the center, and when I pull, I do flex and extension, and it's this motion that allows me to stay here longer than if I do just a hard style, which localizes the tension at the hips. I'm going to show the hard style just for you to see. It will be something like this. So this is hip motion. The knees don't do almost anything. This localizes more tension at the hips. It works more let's say the glutes. It's harder. It feels harder to the body, not as supple. But this is the harder style, is the style that people prefer in fitness, where they think when they think they have the need to spend more energy and to waste the body more, because the body then will recover, that theory that we don't embrace with biotensegrity, where we distribute. We want to be effective in energetic terms. So this would be the swing. And you can change the swing in the front. So you pull, flexion, extension, and then you change the hand in front, flexion, extension. Yeah. And from there you can go for a clean that comes from more or less the ground, not from the upper part. These are the two basic ones that we can deal with. Okay, details in these two movements. It's the possibility of distributing more within all the folds and the joints, where they can add twists, and the twisting helps to distribute more weight, distribute more tension within the body. So I'm going to do in the front, because when the hand goes down, it shouldn't go straight like these or straight like these. When it goes down, if I want to continue the movement to distribute it more, I can twist my thumb inside, so I twist my wrist, my elbow. I can also pull the shoulder forward, so there's another twist happening there, and I can even twist my spine and also my hips, so the hips don't have to be square. There is a twist action, twist and untwist, twist. So there's a whole body, the reconfiguration that always happen in any movement in the body, as we know. It's more expressed if we know where and how to express it. Okay? This also helps to see where there's hindrances, blockages in the body that don't allow the expression of the twisting. And we can use these twistings as an observation and as a healing process, okay, to work those blockages. So, if I was going to do, you're going to see the twisting. First, I'm going to do it straight, as it usually happens. Here, straight, no twisting at the wrist, at the arm, at the hips, at the shoulders, almost nothing. And I can start twisting down, and I will notice the wrist, the elbow, the shoulder, the head, the spine, the hips. Twist, untwist, twist, untwist. Yeah. I'll show on the other arm. Twist, untwist. That's why I'm holding the corner, so it helps to twist, because this decentered holding of the kettlebell helps it to naturally twist and untwist. Whether if I was going to hold the center, I would have to create the twist instead of it having it happen naturally. And this is true for the clean or for whatever. Okay? Just one more thing. If I have the tendency, this is one general thing that has shades between. If I am rounded shoulder, if my tendency is this one, I want to promote or facilitate the opening of the protraction of the shoulder, the retraction of the shoulder, so the turning out. And if I'm the tendency to be squeeze my shoulder blades together, I don't want to promote it more. I want to have it more in the front. So when I pick the kettlebell up on the clean position, if I'm rounded, shoulder forward, I prefer not to come towards the center with a hand, where it would promote this internal rotation of the shoulder. I prefer to have my arm on the side to promote this retraction of the scapula towards the spine and this opening of the chest. Whether if I'm more like so, if I pull my hand to the center, it becomes difficult to pull the shoulder back, so it will naturally come forward and we will try to rebalance the pulling back or pulling forward. Yeah? So, for instance, I remember Chris having the tendency to pull the shoulders together, the scapulas together at the back. So I would advise you to have the hand more towards the center, or twisting the hand in a more internal rotation. Here, 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 here. It pulls the shoulder forward. So I would not do this position or this position. So it would be more, if I'm here, I'm pulling the scapula together at the back, forward, and back. There's a sliding back. Okay? If I'm retracted on my scapulas, I would do the opposite. I would go here in the center and not out. Here. Boom, boom. Here I'm pulling the kettlebell to the center, where my scapula stays more winged out. Boom, more open. Than here, where it is retracted. Okay? Okay, I think these are the bases that we covered, some of the bases that we covered in the training, and I think it can help you to start moving with it with more safety. Let me know if you have any questions. We can Zoom, I can help you with anything that you need regarding the groundwork or these standing work, more ballistic. I don't advise you to start with very low weight when you're standing, at least 8 or even 12 kilos, because if you have a very low weight, like 4 or 6 kilos, it's not enough to tire the arms. So if the weight is too low, you won't use the whole of yourself. You don't need the whole of yourself to pull it up. You will focus more on the upper body, the shoulders, the neck, and the arm. So you need a little bit higher weight to promote the correct usage of the triggering of the whole system closer to the ground. While if you're doing the groundwork, lying down, then there you can use a lighter weight, 6, 4, whatever you can, 2 kilos, whatever. Just a weight to promote the verticality or the triggering organization of the whole body through a weight that is in front of you while you're lying down. Okay? I hope it helps. And there are many more movements that I can tell you if you want them. Thank you. See you.